Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is January 25th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, what did we have yesterday? Back, we had a gap, right? Made new all-time highs at in the SPY, in the Qs, and then profit taking ensued. And where did we close? Close to the breakout level. Okay, so still bullish. Some profit taking happened. All right, and we'll talk about today what could change that picture, right? So, we're still bullish. There's no bearish signals. Okay, just some profit taking, but can that turn into more? Possibly can. It possibly can. Okay. Without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market, as well as supply and demand, gamma exposure level, and anchor VWAPs. And of course, high volume nodes, volume profile from volume profile, which turn into be the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. All helps me find structure in the market. All right, I want to be on the strength, the side of strength. Whoever's pushing this market around. Okay, right now that is the buyer still. Okay, it's their game to lose. Okay, so subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. That would mean a lot to me. All right, and if you like the content, give me a thumbs up. That would mean a lot as well. And you can follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. Okay. All right, let's get into the watch list here. All right, still got a lot of earnings pouring in this morning. And the close yesterday, Tesla's just falling apart. So let's look at futures. All right, let's look at our watch list. Let's look at what these markets are doing. All right, so we got an elevated VIX. It's up 1.22%. Crude, the bottoming out has probably happened. Let's see if that can make a move now. Big consolidation. Okay. Now, with crude, okay, if crude starts to tick up, that CPI number is going to start to rise. So, have to see, and that'd be very interesting what can happen in the next months if crude starts making a move higher. Bitcoin's up 0.43, silver's up 0.31, 30-year bonds being bought. All right, not up by a lot, but potentially that could send the 10-year yield down a little bit. The Russell, that little wild Russell, is up 0.28. Ether's up 0.14. Nasdaq's up 0.13. ES is basically flat. 10-year yield reports at 820. Gold is flat. The dollar's flat. The Dow is down 0.14. Okay? We'll get into a lot of stuff today. All right? That's what's going on there. Now, the main stocks, the Mag 7 and a couple other stocks thrown in there, is what I like to watch. All right, let's look at those together. Now, AMD, these semis are just, it's like they're incredible. It's at 180. 180. Up 1.43%. Nvidia is up 1.4%. Netflix up 0.76 has got an upgrade. All right. Google up 0.52. This tech is just powering. It's crazy. Okay. Snow, Microsoft. Okay. That's very odd to see coin flat, basically. All right, so let's look at some of these. All right. Now, Bob has been making a little bit of a move. Amazon. Okay. Amazon is down 0.78% this morning. Let's look at that. So it's got earnings the February 1st. All right. Boeing's just been getting, just actually had a downgrade this morning. That's just having a hard time. Once it hit 200, it did get a little pop up, but now down 2.75% after the downgrade. Tesla earnings miss. Okay, it's at 189. 189, down 9%. It's getting destroyed. Now, obviously, eventually, it's going to be a buy. Don't know when, but eventually it will. Okay, moving on. Top sector stocks. Qualcomm, semis, up 0.89, no surprise there. Visa, Exxon, Chevron. Okay, now I didn't get a chance to respond to my good friend Rosita. 140 was a key level in Chevron. Okay, 140. It got breached. Now crude's making a move higher. Okay, so could this be the bottoming out, which I've been talking about in crude and some of these oil stocks, energy stocks? We have to see. Okay, we have to see. Could be bottoming out. All right, and making a move. Now, laggards. I saw. We'll look at my swing stocks, okay, list because there's some important things with Humana. All right. Now Eli Lilly is down 0.11. Now healthcare took a big hit yesterday. Let's see. They report earnings on 2/6. All right. All right. So Disney, that's been a little pain in the butt. I haven't traded it, but it kind of broke out and it then just got ripped. All right. Now United Healthcare. Now this is interesting, right? Healthcare was weak kind of last year. Kind of made a little run. Now it's getting destroyed again. Okay, United Healthcare was up at I think 550 something, and it's down at 487 right now, pre-market, down almost 5%. I believe probably has something to do with Humana, or we'll get into the earnings this morning. Now, let's get into my swing trades that I look at. This big list, okay? Let's look at those leaders. Now, IBM had good earnings, right? They're up 6.42%. American Airlines also beat, up 4.45. Paramount up 3.44. Las Vegas Sands up. They reported earnings up 2.74. Okay. Macy's, United Airlines, probably getting sympathy from American Airlines. Southwest Airlines. Okay, that's your sympathy plays for the airlines. All right, then your semis. Taiwan Semiconductor up 1.42. Broadcom, Delta, Intel, Mara is obviously crypt Bitcoin mining. Western Digital reported earnings. JetBlue, Sympathy, Win, Sympathy with Las Vegas Sands, right? Supermicro Computer, all right? PayPal, Crowd, those are those. Now, laggards. Humana down 15.5%, probably taking down the rest of the healthcare sector, and looks like they missed earnings. That's the only thing I can think. Okay. It says healthcare stocks moving in Thursday's pre-market session, so Humana is down huge. Not good for healthcare. Okay. What else is down there? Lucid, CVS, Sherman-Williams. All right, those are the laggards today. I'm not happy about the CVS, but what are you going to do? That's that. All right, let's go back to my top sector. All right. So you got a disconnect in this market. All right. Now let's go to the sectors. No surprise here. Semis up 0.93. Technology up 0.57. That includes Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. Okay. Utilities, an EE. Okay, they reported earnings and they had a beat, so they are up. Energy, that's with crude. All right, now let's look at the bottom here. Healthcare getting pretty walloped. All right, and there's no surprise there. You got Amazon down, Tesla down huge, XLY discretionary, that is down 1.23. That is no surprise. Okay, now the Dow should be really getting hurt today. It is, well, United Healthcare is the largest holding in the Dow. That should send Boeing's also in the Dow. All right, that should send the Dow weaker than the rest, which it is. So that's why that's happening. Okay, let's move over to some news, economic calendar. Okay, let's look at our economic calendar for today, 8:30. What are we looking at? What are we looking at today? We're looking at basically GDP. So GDP this morning could move the market. All right. We have initial jobless claims. That's really what I see that could give a little move. Initial jobless claims and GDP. So we have to see Chicago Fed, but really GDP and initial jobless claims. Let's see what the jobless claims forecasting 192. Okay. Previous 187. So, basically, you want to see more jobless claims, right? You want this Fed to cut. You need to see some pain in that job market. Okay, tomorrow's core PCE. All right, financial juice. You got anything? Breaking ECB interest rate actual 4.5, forecast 4.5. All right. Let's see what else. ECB leaves rates unchanged. I don't really see anything else here. Let's go to other news. All right. So we got Tesla tumbles after CEO Elon Musk warns of slower growth in 2024. All right. And he had price cuts. That's not good for revenue. Okay. American Airlines talked about it. Forecast 2024 profit largely above estimates. Comcast tops revenue estimates as streaming theme park growth offset broad decline. FAA, there it is for Boeing. FAA halt to Boeing MAX production expansion to airline suppliers. All right, now here's the key with Humana. Insurer Humana sounds warning. Over 2025 profit shares tumble. Health insurer Humana said that its 2025 profit forecast was no longer achievable after an increase in medical care among older adults led to sharply lower outlook for this year, sending its shares plunging. All right, that's why it's friggin' getting destroyed. Okay, now this came out with United Healthcare. The last time United Healthcare went down to like 449, and the response was from, I think, their CEO was something to the effect that he's not worried about it because he can just raise premiums. And then the stock ripped. Now, I love United Healthcare. I was in it, but I had to stop, and I made a decent amount of money on it when it went up, and that stop got triggered. So I had plenty of profits in it, and now I probably will look to get back into it. Um, and the stock's wild, moves very violently. So, but that, again, I'm not a financial analyst. Do not follow that as any advice. Okay. All right. Let's look at anything else here. Anything else? Humana, yeah, like I said, we talked about that. IBM, the tech giant, forecast full year revenue growth above market estimates. That's why IBM's right now leading the pack. Um, let's see, ServiceNow, they also reported they raised its annual subscription revenue forecast on a Wednesday. All right. Southwest, the airline said it was expecting to take fewer deliveries of Boeing 736 MAX aircraft and had it left out the MAX 7 model. All right. Tesla, we already talked about. Valero, the refiner reported a fall in quarterly profit hit by weaker fuel prices. All right, let's see. All right. Apple, the company's smartphone shipments in China shrank 2.1 in the final quarter of 2023 from the same year ago. All right, Boeing. All right. All right, Ford. We got a lot of news today. Ford, the automaker, said on Wednesday it was recalling 2.24 million older Explorer sport utility vehicles worldwide because the trim retention clips may not be properly engaged. Okay. Now here's Paramount Global. Skydance Media CEO David. Oh, that's why. That's why power is up, because Skydance is looking to profitably purchase them. So Skydance Media CEO David Ellison has made a preliminary offer to buy National Amusements, the holding company of the Redstone family, as a way to take control of Paramount Global. That's why Para is up. Okay, I saw that last night and I was like, ooh, and that's probably going to push Para up. It is. It's up 3.44%, like I said. Okay, let's see here. Now we got Abbott Laboratories, Evercore, ICI raises target price from 120 from 18. AT&T raises target price from 20 to 21. IBM 215. All right, Tesla gets the price target cut from to 220 from 223. Okay. Now, 10 a.m. you have new home sales today. I don't know how much that's really going to move the market. It could give a little whip at that. All right. Now let's move on to the daily charts. Actually, let's look at earnings. Just I think I went over most of them. So at the close, like I said, IBM, ServiceNow, Las Vegas Sands, they all reported. Okay, before they open today, American Airlines, NextEra Energy, Alaska Airlines, Southwest. Now I misspoke before when I said sympathy plays. Actually, these all reported earnings, all these airlines. Okay, Humana, Valero, Dow, I talked about. Union Pacific. I wonder if they reported Union Pacific. Um, After the close today, Intel, all right, Visa, Capital One, T-Mobile, Levi's, Western Digital, okay, after the close today. All right, let's move on to daily charts. Okay, talked about this in a little earlier. Can zoom in here. There's price action for the SPY. Okay, so we had a 2-day consolidation. We broke out, made all-time highs, closed. The lows were basically the highs of this 2-day balance, the breakout level. Okay, and where are we at? We're over last week's highs. It's all bullish. Okay, over last month's highs. It's all bullish, right? People needed to take some profit. I mean, look what we did. You know, let's see, from the beginning of this move, which was January 5th, we just went whoop, down, up, right? So all good. 45.84. That's where we are now. 485.84. Right by the close. Okay, so right at the lows of yesterday's session. Okay. Moving on to the Qs. All right. Qs gapped up and held the gap, didn't close the gap. Okay. Not as weak, right? Why is that? Because it's just tech. NASDAQ 100 is really tech. It's not a mixed bag like the SPY. If you look, I was telling Rosita, my friend, you see her in the chat sometimes. I don't know if she's watching this right now. But if you look at the breadth of the market and you take out semis in the Mag 7, we're not talking about a raging bull market right now. It's not really looking the best, right? But the Qs, the SPY is a weighted, you know, they're weighted. So those heavy weighted stocks can push the market, even if the other parts of the market that don't have heavy weights, right? So that's what's going on. So the Qs at 426.62, 426.62. We're about almost close to the mid of the range, right? Well, you got some techs going crazy here this morning, except Tesla. All right. Now look, healthcare is not part of Nasdaq, so that's not going to hurt the Nasdaq, right? That weakness is not going to hurt the Nasdaq. So this is very interesting. Okay, very very interesting. Now, if you look, just give you perspective. Okay, that's something like the Russell. Right? The Russell's not at all-time highs. The Russell just is more of a representation of our economy. Okay, Small businesses, they're small caps, right? And if you look at RSP, let's look at RSP. RSP is the equal weighted index, right? So we are here, right? We're just kind of balancing. We're not breaking these highs. I mean, if we go to, let's see, let's try a weekly. All right, there's like 164, so we're not there yet. So this is just the equal weight. Made a big move here, but now, like I said, the breadth, it's not looking. Like I said, it needs this rally. Now, 830 just dropped, right? That's GDP, jobless claims. I'm seeing a pop in the markets. Pop. Okay, so maybe jobless claims were stronger than expected, right? That would be bullish. Let's just look at that real quick. Let's see what happened. All right, let's look at GDP. Okay. Oh, there we go. That would do it. So GDP was forecasted at 2.3. It came out 3.3. Okay, that's strong. Now let's go to jobless claims. There it is. Expected 192, you got 214. What does that mean? Fed's going to cut. Now, that doesn't mean that, but that's what it really means. Okay, that should send the dollar down and yields down. Okay, which it has. So, this is a bullish thing. Okay, for the market. GDP growth higher than expected. Jobless claims higher than expected. That means cut. I mean, GDP wouldn't mean cut, but the jobless claims, right? Market's pushing higher now. Okay, it's pushing higher now. Let's look at the futures. What did I say? 10-year yields down 0.69. Okay, dollar is falling. Okay, this is how that works. All right. GDP growth, jobless claims are stronger than expected. I don't think we've seen the jobless claims come out like that hotter than expected in a little bit. Okay, need to soften up this labor market. All right, that's what's going on there. All right, you can go back real quick to the 10-year yield. We can just look at the chart. All right, see it's taking a little dip right now. Right there. You need this to break 4.03 to really get this market to surge, right? This bond market's been in a little uptrend here over the 200-day moving average, hitting the 50-day moving average, declining 50-day, a flat 100. Like I said, this is really crucial. Can it push up? That's going to put weight on markets. Does it break 4.0 to send markets higher? Okay, that is the triple headed. Now, let's get into the market profile and volume profile. All right, that's my favorite to look at, strength and weakness, right? Who's winning this thing, right? Let's look at the structure together. All right. I'll make this a little bigger here. Remember, my profile to the right is rolling, 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 rolling. That's a rolling week profile. All right, so let's look at this structure together. Okay, so most trader price of the week, still around 48.83, right here. Price, right here. That's at 49.10. Okay, this is bullish structure. Okay, this is bullish. You need to stay over this, and it has. Okay, what else is happening? Okay, now this market, I've said this before, what does it need to do? Value's here right now. This is 70% of the trade in the last week, right? Most trader price of the week is here. You need to move this up. You want value to chase price. If the market can do this and start building value out here, you're going to get a move most likely higher. Okay? If value does not follow price and it can't build it out here, you're going to return, price returns the value. Like a little boomerang, like a little slingshot. Okay? So it's the market's job to prove it can hold up here. Otherwise, you're going to revisit this area. Okay? That structure. We're bullish. We got GDP growth. Jobless claims hotter than expected. All right? Let's look at yesterday. Big range, right? You gapped up. Now you had these weak highs right here. Pre-market, you gapped up. You opened here. And I talked about this pre-market. I said this could probably be a nice fade because everybody's long here. Well, we did go do a little dance. We moved up, like I said, came back, and then we had profit taking. Okay? Now we're pushing up. Right? See how this little bit of news changes the dynamics of things, right? So let's go with this. We got the lows and we got the highs yesterday. This is not a good place to be. This is the midpoint of yesterday. We're right here. Meaning there's not a lot of edge to opening up in the middle of yesterday's range. Okay? All right, so let's look at this. Okay? Let's look at this together. Most traded price was up here, right? Normally that would be bullish, but we closed down here. All right? This is you got single prints here in the overnight from that move. So you got a very nice bell curve here. Okay? So shorts just got screwed in the overnight. So there's not a lot of edge here, even though this is the only short activity to this much long activity. You're in the middle of the muddle. It's really not a great place to be. You're in the supply zone here, which is probably going to get broken. Then you got a supply zone up here. Okay. So what do we have? Let's look at certain inflection points. So you have a weak low here. Okay, with the demand zone though right here, in the most traded price of the week. This is the place for the market to defend. Bulls have to defend this area. All right. Bulls have to defend that area. Okay. Conversely, bears got to defend this area, this supply. That's pretty much the game plan for today. Okay, so let's get into scenarios. And how I look to play this. Okay. Or just scenarios. It doesn't have to be how I'm playing it, but what my favorites are. So let's go for a bullish play, right? We're over the most traded price of the week. That's bullish, right? Here's week to date VWAP. Okay, it's flat, which makes sense, but it's over the week to date VWAP. That means buyers are in control. Okay, monthly VWAP is way down there, and it's about to change. Okay, so that's one feather. That's a couple feather in the caps, right? So now the only thing I would like to see is, to be honest with you, weakness. So let's say you break that supply, try to go up, come back down, and we test this area, this demand zone, and the most traded price of the week. You're going back into this little balance range, but you'd really have to do the test, couple tests. It could hit in here and bounce. Then you get your move up, right? It could go all the way down to the bottom if you look to the left of this balance area. And it could poke its head. That would be a bear trap. Come across this level, that's the move. Okay? That's what I'll be looking for as a bull today. Okay. Now, bear. All right, you're in a supply now. Okay. You have longs from, a while here. If you just, even if your stop was down here, you're still good. All right. So what you want to see is a push up, and you want to see it go right into this supply. And let's see if it can touch yesterday's highs. If you get resistance here, right, and you fall, make some lower highs, this could potentially roll over. Okay. And then you're going to test this big area where the bears got to defend. Like I said, it's not going to be easy, but if you start doing this, hold, break, hold, you can meet these single prints down here. And if it's really weak, you're going to get a flush down. Okay, around to about 48.30. Then this move was merely a test and a look above and fail, and you go back. Okay, that's how I have to look at this market right now. All right, right now structure, it's bullish. All right, a break of this area changes things, and I'm talking about changes not macro wise really, but kind of like in a week or so. More immediate term change, not overall macro change. Okay, that's what I'm seeing in the ES. Okay, so now we're going to move over to Nasdaq. Obviously, like I said, Nasdaq doesn't have anything pulling it down like healthcare. Okay, let's look at the Nasdaq. Alrighty, let's look at our structure. Okay, we have profile here. Whoop, most traded price of the week still down there, right? And we're losing participants here. Look, slope of hope. Less and less longs in this profile. Okay, you would say this is a bearish imbalance in the profile. Okay, what would complete this profile would be a move this way. All right, now it broke supply here, so I can get rid of that. Okay, we got a gap that's not filled down here. All right, we are pretty much 100% net long. Here's your longs to shorts, but we're in the middle of yesterday's range. And we're bullish because we're holding this level. Now, this kind of goes to the same. They're kind of the same in structure. Okay, definitely not the moving parts inside each one, the Nasdaq and the ES. Okay, so you got your highs of yesterday, you got your lows of yesterday, you got your high overnight, you got your low overnight, and your price is in the middle of yesterday's range. Not a good place. You don't want to. That's not a good place. There's not a lot of good edge right now, at all. So same stuff though. We can get right into scenarios because I don't have to go into much detail. Here's week to date VWAP. You're over it. That means buyers are in control. It also is green. When that means it's green, that means the price is above it. That just tells you the average buyer for the week is making money. That's all that means. Okay? It's indisputable. It's not like my opinion. That's what I love about the anchor VWAP. All right? Now, very quickly, let's get into these Nasdaq scenarios, and I'm going to take my daughter to the bus. Similar situation here. Okay, what do we have here? Let's go with bull first. Okay, so this little area here, you got a demand and you got the gap, and you got week to date VWAP right here. So bulls need to defend this area. Okay, bulls need to defend it. So if I'm bullish, I'm going to wait. It doesn't matter what happens, if it comes down like this or if it comes up like this and comes back down. I want to see what happens here when we test this. What happens here? Because you got yesterday's lows, you got overnight lows. Okay, everybody's long in this Nasdaq. And if you played higher highs, higher lows, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Longs have been just making money. And if you break this, you're going to get a little nice movement here into this little pocket, and you could possibly test the most traded price of the week. So bull scenarios are move up into this supply, you wait, and you see what it does with the gap in this demand, and the weekly day view up could bounce up. Also, calm down, break that. People think we're falling apart, and now they don't know this is the most traded price of the week, and there's demand here. This could be a little bear trap, could possibly dip your toe in it, make higher low, make the move. Okay? Now, if we really quickly go into these single prints and reject out of them, that is really bullish. Okay? That's what I'm looking at for a bull. For a bear, all right? People can think this is an overbought market, whatever. But you do have this slope of hope here. You're running out of longs. See, look at this right here. You're running out. Now, like I said, the market needs to prove itself up here with more value. If it can't do that, you're returning down to here. So if we move up into this supply, hit yesterday's highs, start making lower highs, this is the most traded price from yesterday. You can break that. And I think you do move all the way down and test this area, like I said, right here. If you break that, you're going to move and test down to here, the most traded price of the week. If you break that and hold, got this little balance area right here. If you break that with volume, you're moving all the way back down to about 172.50. Okay, this would still be overall bullish, but this for the immediate term could really finally get some Mag 7 profit taking, because that is really holding up this market. Okay, that is scenarios for today. So we got the clear game plan. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. Subscribe, set an alert. All right, give me a nice like if you like what you saw. All right, I'm gonna go take my daughter to the bus, and everybody have a great day. We got our plan. All right, stay green today, and good luck. Take it easy.